Welcome to the Evolved Dad Shortcast. Your new life starts now.
Hey, welcome back to the Evolved Dad Shortcast. I want to talk about imposter syndrome. So, imposter syndrome is when you have this feeling of who am I? Who am I the person to say this? Who am I the person to tell others about whatever it may be? And I feel that for the most part, we don't give ourselves enough benefit of the doubt. We think too much about other people's opinions and we don't really look to ourselves enough. So I want to give a thought as to what has helped me overcome imposter syndrome. Now, obviously, with enough self confidence and belief and separation from technology, you build this sense of self. And it turns into not that you're comparing yourself to somebody else, you're only comparing yourself to who you were. And you're showing that I'm at this stage. Now, as long as you're not a person that's trying to trick someone, you're putting out whatever information that it is, that it's your information that you're giving over. This is your perspective. This is your ability to be able to share with others. And I find that's something that a lot of people miss out on. You know, we'd like to say how everything in our lives is built around mindset. Yet when people talk about mindset generically, it becomes a drone, as if they're droning on and on about it. And it's not something that we necessarily want to hear, but it is all about mindset. It's how we cultivate our thought process, our mindset to how much we're going to succeed. How are we going to succeed? What are we going to accomplish? So, two things here. First of all, accomplishments, which goes back to what I like to lean on, which is charts. So, making a chart of some small habit that's going to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone every single day. That could be exercise wise, that could be approaching somebody, that could be getting up earlier, cold plunge, if that's your thing, cold showers, whatever it may be, taking yourself out of your comfort zone. And for two reasons. The first being that you want to take yourself outside of your comfort zone to show yourself that you can do it. You do have that ability in you. You just have to make that conscious choice to. And the second thing is you want to be comfortable with doing uncomfortable things. That's really all imposter syndrome is. It's being uncomfortable with where you stand and what you're giving over, thinking that maybe I'm not enough. Maybe what I'm giving, who am I to say this? Who am I to do that? But when you realize that it's only something that's in your head and you really do have something to give over to the world, which every single person does. You have the Tony Robbins events, but you have other people doing events also. We may not know who they are, but when we come across them, everyone has their own little touch. And you're going to that person's event, you're not going to that Tony Robbins event. Or you're going to that Tony Robbins event, you're not going to the other person's event. Whatever it may be, but you're going to that person for that reason. So I think that it's important to remember that each one of us is our own person, our own being. We're a culmination of our experiences and our emotions and our mindset. So you have as much to offer as the next person does in a different way. And when you start doing those hard things, you're going to see that over time, your imposter syndrome is going to drop and drop and drop and drop because you get that out of the way. And you've shown yourself that you can do things, that you do have the ability to accomplish. You do have what to give over to the world. And like I said, every single person does. And not to get too far off topic, but when you have that hard thing that you're about to do, let's say it's getting up on time in the morning without snoozing the alarm, start counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then do it. And there's a whole psychological reason behind why that works. I'm not going to get into that now. If you want to know more about that, Mel Robbins has a book on it. And start doing those things. And you're going to see that not only is it going to help you when it comes to imposter syndrome, but with anything else that you may be doing. Any difficult thing that you're doing in life is going to become that much easier. Not because it's easier to do, but because you've changed how you perceive things. And something that's difficult and hard for you to do is not going to have that scariness anymore. It's not going to be as daunting because you've set yourself up in a position where you're comfortable with doing those uncomfortable things. It excites you to accomplish something that's difficult. And that's really the goal. Because this is going to change so many interactions in your life. You'll be able to have those difficult discussions with your wife. You'll be able to have those difficult discussions with your children. You'll be able to have those difficult discussions with friends, family, coworkers, whoever it may be. Because you've started on this. You've started with that little bit of doing something that's hard for you. So not only is it going to help you with your imposter syndrome, or when you're at that family party and someone's like, what do you know? Because inside, you know that you can. And that's all that counts. When it comes down to it, it doesn't make a difference what the next person says, unless you believe it. So it's not their fault. It's your fault. You got to take ownership of it, which will be a conversation for another time. But the core concept over here to take away is that to overcome what's called imposter syndrome, don't let imposter syndrome take over your life. There's no reason that it should. Absolutely no reason. Start doing things that are hard for you on a daily basis. Make yourself a chart. Do it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Keep going. Keep doing those hard things so that you've put yourself in a position where you look forward to a challenge, you don't shy away from it, and you'll be able to understand why you're nervous or scared. It's because it's something that's new and maybe different, and it's not something that you can accomplish. As always, I want to thank you for spending your time with me today. Resolve to evolve. Take the step forward now. Get that chart going. Start doing hard things every single day, And I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you about how much you've been able to thrive, how you've improved your relationships, maybe built a business. I hope you have an awesome day. This is Jonathan, the Evolved Dad.